What's up, fam? Hook here. I just wanted to take a moment before we get started with the episode to talk about the recent tragedy with Kobe Bryant, his daughter, and those 7 other people aboard that helicopter. We didn't feel like there was going to be an appropriate way to talk about it during the episode and continue with the episode as lighthearted as normal. So I just wanted to take a moment to tribute Kobe Bryant and who he was as a champion, as a ball player, and as a father, and also those other people aboard that helicopter. So this is for them, and we're just gonna take a 24-second pause before we get started with the episode, and I hope you guys enjoy.
What's up, fam, and welcome to the Skayless Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Hook, aka not Skip Bayless, and I'm joined by my 3 equestrians.
Are we riding horses now?
On my right, wearing nothing but a weird girdle, Zach, aka Antonio Brown's stylist.
I did not pick that suit for this particular event, but I have picked it before.
And on his right, wearing a weird baby shark onesie. No, you're Ham, aka Bane of Globo Gym, the new Average Joe's team captain, Jarvis Landry.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton, and I can say it paid off.
And on his other side, that we haven't talked about yet, we have Jared wearing nothing but a ski mask, aka any idiot who doesn't pick Coco Gauff first in gym class.
I'm hiding from my bad decisions in team building.
We, in our last
Behind a
episode, nothing but a ski mask. You are completely naked.
Oh, I've seen that porno.
Yeah.
It's very hot in here.
Since
hot.
we skipped out on it last episode in our repilot, we're going to be having a very NBA heavy podcast today. The basketball season has kicked off for some time.
A bit.
And we have a lot to talk about. Zion Williamson is back. Well, not even back. He's here.
He's finally
He's
playing.
arrived.
He's arrived. He's blocking people, but getting super load management. Speaking of load management, Kawhi Leonard.
I was gonna make that joke.
I saw your tweet. I saw your tweet.
So many loads to manage.
Stole a tweet. Stole a joke directly from my Twitter.
I saw your tweet.
Disgusting.
His girlfriend was there with him.
Yeah, I know.
Wife, girlfriend, wife.
Kawhi,
I don't know.
yeah.
What a weird
anything about
family.
Kawhi
activity.
Leonard was spotted.
Apparently
at
she's
a
cool about it
club.
though. She was there. She's next to him.
Yeah.
Whole thing's going on.
She was
You
there
know it's
to
him because he
nudge
can palm
him.
the whole butt cheek.
She was there
He got
to
a whole thing.
She was
Just
there to
on
nudge
one
him and be
hand.
like, "Honey, this is where you throw the money," and he's like,
So the East is more balanced than it has ever been in the past 10 years? In a while.
"It's interesting way to say not talented."
Yes. Okay. Yes. No. The East is more talented than it's been in quite some time. It's no longer the top heavy conference that it once was.
Right. We don't know.
But none of it matters because the Eastern Conference Final is just going to be a contest to see who gets to lose to the Bucks first.
If you're a Sixers fan, do you just feel like all hope is lost? Like you waited all this time for your team to go through the process and get good, and you look up and what are they, like 6th right now? Maybe 7th?
They're fighting the Pacers for like the 5th spot right now.
Well, you spent so much time like talking up Joel Embiid, and then Giannis comes in and is like, "No, I'm the better one. I'm the one that you should have had."
You just have to hope that Giannis doesn't leave when his contract is up.
I don't think people realize just how important a decision Giannis's offseason is going to be.
Yeah.
If he chooses to stay in Milwaukee, It's better for the league and parity going forward. Because if he leaves,
Yeah.
no small market team's got a shot.
Yeah.
You just can't. You cannot win as a small market team.
Would you guys watch an updated version of the decision with Giannis? Like
Sure.
if he had a full like special this summer where he was announcing where he was gonna go and there were a bunch of pyrotechnics, would you watch it?
Yeah.
Because I feel like I would.
No.
I would watch it. I would watch it in a little bit more support because
Watch
I
it-
feel like it would be more tongue in cheek.
I'd watch it
Just
before
like
I
he's
watched the
kind
Pro
of
Bowl.
mocking LeBron, but he's like kind of serious about it. And then it starts being a spectacle. Like every couple of years, there's like a big player that's like the decision.
Yeah.
The problem would be, not problem.
Then it would be an
I
ESPN special every year.
Yeah, I take that back. It's not a problem because you would turn into Nick Young announcing where he's going. And,
It'd be hilarious.
and we'd be all
God,
for it.
man.
Do you see Giannis waiting till the offseason to make his decision, or
Yeah.
do you?
I don't.
Do you think there's any chance of him getting re-signed before the? Do you think he wants to wait until to see if they win a ring, or get?
or how far they get? Yeah,
Yeah.
if I was him, that's what I'd want to see.
If I was him, I would think about. It doesn't matter because we're not them, but anytime there's a situation like
Speak
this.
for yourself. I'm them.
Sorry, I forgot. Giannis, what are your feelings about your upcoming decision?
I can't do his voice. That's impossible.
I'm
I can't do a
surprised.
Greek accent. What's a Greek accent sound like?
Nope, not me.
Euro. I was struggling to find out.
Kalamata Olive.
Hi, I'm Giannis.
Mamma Mia?
I am Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Here we go again.
And Euro.
That's,
But maybe, you know,
now you guys know Greek.
I think the NBA really, it's not really their problem, but it kind of is at the same time. The NBA really needs to work on trying their best to at least help out small market teams. At least something.
Adam Silver
trying your
seems
best.
like the kind of guy who's committed to that
Yeah.
kind of thing, but what can you do? Like, it's a problem without a solution, in my opinion.
Do something with the luxury tax, make it...
In order to get your homegrown superstars to stay, you have to pay them
yeah.
a supermax contract, right?
That was what it was for,
And
Supermax, right?
and the only time that helps you is if you have a transformative player. Otherwise, you're just the Trailblazers.
Yeah.
Paying Damian Lillard more money than God,
Yeah.
and he's fantastic, but he can't win.
Yeah.
He's not a championship level player on his own.
Because you can't max out anybody else.
And now they can't build a team. And look, you can sing Damian Lillard's player praises all you want. All you want, but the fact of the matter is he's not going to win a championship.
Yeah.
And no matter how much he says, oh, it's soft for the players to team up or whatever, that's cool. They're all going to be enjoying the
Yeah.
Hall of Fame, Dame, and
You're
you
also-
can sit at home with your integrity. Like,
You're also...
like, I don't know what to tell you.
Dang, what are you doing? Just be my integrity.
Damian
Sitting
Lillard is
around.
also more than welcome. Yeah?
Why?
What is this? Is this...
Well, Japanese peach Smirnoff Ice.
Yeah, pretty much.
that you just dipped basically a warhead
He
into.
just dropped a sour candy in it.
Yeah.
And you know what? That kind of no. I'm with you. That kind of if I could fit that into my non-brand Goza over here, if you want us to sponsor your alcohol, just send me inquiries at
Wait,
Talk to some reps.
yeah.
is it? Oh, there it is.
You said yes so nonchalantly, I feel bad for not doing what you're doing. Like, that's what I should be doing.
That's
now.
yeah, dude. I think with the drink you have would be dope. A little orange icy. Anyways, pineapple. We where were we?
Damian Lillard.
Damian Lillard, yes. Damian Lillard is also, just like any other NBA player, is also more than welcome to not want $40 million a year. Like, I'm sorry. I am under the belief that none of them deserve that much money. The owners, it's such a ridiculous... and I can't front the hustle for wanting that much money since it's there, but...
Let's just fix taxes and then nobody wants too much money.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous to complain about taking that much money and not being able to win a ring when, you're more than welcome to take 30 instead of 40 million, and that's like a whole nother really nice role player being there. So I don't really have much sympathy. I know I'm just a prep cook in small town Indiana.
Hey, you're not just a prep cook.
Yeah.
You're the prep
I'm
cook.
the prep
I'm in
cook.
favor
You're the
of.
official prep cook of the podcast.
Yeah.
I am fully in favor of just making everything incentive based. Just everything is incentive based.
Take away the guarantees.
Yeah, like you have enough of a base salary, and you provide enough of a network for them where like everybody in their family is covered as far as healthcare, which hopefully also that gets fixed along with taxes. I don't know. I'm just talking out of my ass now, but it ends up becoming like, yeah, you're gonna be all right if you get hurt or something along those lines, but as far as like getting a lucrative amount of money, that's just how you perform.
I don't know. There's so much money in that league. The players should be getting more of it.
Well,
I just don't think the contract should be as top heavy as it.
The other way you fix it is you cut owners.
Bigger contracts for the smaller players is what
Yeah.
I'm saying. Yeah. Damian Lillard can make $40 million if he wants, but then some other players on that team need to make more.
Yeah.
The salary cap is a joke. It's just, billionaires already own the teams. They don't need any more money.
Exactly.
Let's not admonish Damian Lillard for making $40 million, when the owner has more money than he could ever spend in a lifetime. Mm-hmm. He doesn't need it. That's the person that needs to be, needs to be taking it easy.
I agree.
But
Register to vote.
Vote or die.
yeah, I was thinking.
When was that from?
Unless you're going to vote for who I
2008?
don't want you to vote for.
Is that vote or die? Is that when that happened?
That's from Funny or Die, isn't it?
So at where we
It's on MTV.
At where we stand currently, the All-Star weekend is coming up pretty soon. The starters have been announced. How do we feel about the starters? Do we like the starters? Are there any snuffs that we feel?
Jimmy B.
Jimmy Butler.
Jimmy B.
Who do you take out of that
Buckets.
lineup for him to start?
I don't care.
Somebody.
I didn't get that far.
Someone.
How about the league's worst rated defender,
Trae Young.
Trae Young?
Yeah. Get him out of there.
I think he should be an all-star. I don't think he should be a starter.
No.
The process isn't it like fans 22%, players 45%, we get 6%. Like it's so jumbled now.
Who are we?
Me, the four of us.
Are we
Yeah.
fans?
No,
You
the
didn't
four
vote,
of
the
us.
four of us.
The four of us
Yeah.
compose 6%.
So our votes are. Oh,
You didn't know that?
Clear got the vote.
Hold up, you're to the bar.
That's why I was shocked Trae Young got in. I was like, I didn't know.
I'm not gonna lie, guys.
You put Trae Young.
I was dipping into some stuff, and I forgot who I voted for. I don't know who it was.
I did vote a little bit. I voted once so far. I voted for Sabonis and Brogdon. Objectively, if we could take our Pacers fandom out of it, is Sabonis an All-Star?
I think I voted for Seth Curry.
He's right.
I voted for the wrong. I voted for S. Curry, but I don't.
Dell.
I didn't know. I didn't know he got traded to the Mavericks. It was weird.
I think Sabonis is in the conversation.
Yeah.
He's a fringe candidate. Yeah. He's been very good this year.
I'm excited to see the most deserving All-Star suit up, Taco Fall.
Yeah.
What is he, 4th in the East voting?
Yeah.
4th or 5th?
But that's just in fan vote.
Yeah.
He's not going to get in because he won't get any other votes.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. Depends on what I dip into.
he'll get all 6% of our votes. Him and Alex Caruso. Go for it, guys.
All right, if there's...
We didn't explain that our voting system, how they get the 6%, is an electoral college.
So you are not bound to vote for the people your constituents.
So Taco Fall might not win the popular vote.
So if you can think of it, I got an interesting thought. If you can think of it on the spot, I didn't prepare any of you with this question, but if you could do a all-star lineup with players that have never been an all-star, who's your starting five?
From the East?
From if it's gonna be a little too difficult to do both, we can do just one. We can just do one. But if you got 10 people, I'm curious to what you think. It's gonna be hard for me because I don't know too many players that aren't all stars. I'd have to like.
Has Lou Williams been an all-star?
I don't know.
What about JJ Redick?
No, he has not been an all-star.
JJ Redick is my number one then.
Yeah.
Because that's the first person I thought of that I was like,
But is
maybe
that
he
like-
hasn't been.
But is that like it's not about like who's deserving, right? It's
Yeah.
just who are fringe players playing good enough right now, but who won't make an all-star team, but you'd like to see? Who's
I thought we were saying like all time.
People, or all time who were never
Has
all-star?
Mike Conley ever been an all-star?
Probably not.
It's hard to be an all-star in the as a point guard in the West.
Yeah, De'Aaron Fox was the name I was thinking.
Yeah.
He hasn't played great this year, but he's coming. He's picking it back up.
See, players like Mike Conley are on my...
Fine. I got one who should be an all-star this year anyways, but hasn't been one yet. Ja Morant.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, he hasn't been an all-star
clearly.
yet. But
He might be, but...
that dude's incredible.
Yeah. I mean, I got players like Mike Conley on my, like... high pedestal of people because
he's
from
from
Indiana High
and
School,
Ohio State.
Indiana High School basketball player, Ohio State basketball player. Man,
I feel like he's tattooed.
You think Thad listens to this?
that I hope so. I know you guys
Shout
don't
out
talk.
Thad Mata.
I know you guys don't talk to him for me at the
We sure
liquor
don't.
store.
I haven't seen him in a minute.
He comes in there?
Every once in a while. Nice guy. Likes the fact that we don't ever really try to hassle him about
Talk
anything.
to him.
Nah, I don't. We're
I'll
just
acknowledge that I know who he is. I'm like, hey, Thad.
don't even do that.
I like to feel like we're on a first name basis, even though he doesn't know mine.
He knows it, just chooses not to use it.
he's like, excuse me. Looks down at name tag. Zach, how's it going?
Cut all this.
So, we got the All-Star. Any other storylines in the NBA that we feel like...
Well, I mean, the Clippers aren't as good as we thought they were.
That is true.
You know what? Is it just a case of them waiting, managing the load
Probably.
until they get to the playoffs?
Yeah, because regular season is too many damn games, and it's unnecessary.
Oh, shoot.
There should be... If they even just cut down enough games, I think what the stat is like they can cut 12 games and no longer have back-to-backs. Back-to-back should not be a thing.
Should not happen.
At
I
all.
like-
It make no sense.
I don't know the last
understand
time that we had a strike, like how long that season was. That was fun.
Yeah.
50.
50.
50 games. You were just like, it was a race.
I think like...
You were like, oh God, we're halfway done.
I think like 60,
Oh, no!
60 games is a good...
You don't want to become baseball. I slowed it down so the geriatrics that watch baseball could follow.
I did just throw out
you
my hip.
ZZ
My hip is
Top
gone.
fans.
It's been destroyed. It's been replaced with metal.
But yeah, I don't watch regular season NBA
Yeah.
basketball. I don't even watch the Christmas games. Forgive me. I just don't. It doesn't matter until the playoff. It's like, why would I care? I
I'll
don't.
passively watch them.
Right, they'll be on in the background.
Yeah.
I watched Zion's debuts, highlights.
Yeah.
Then we watched his second game recently, just because I love watching that kid play basketball.
Yeah.
And on that topic, I get what the Pelicans are doing.
Yeah.
I know it's frustrating to watch them lose winnable games with him on the bench, him being that good, but you can't, you don't want to risk it.
Yeah.
And he is so terrible. Like, what goes up has to come down, and that's a lot of weight coming down a long way.
On those
Yeah,
knees.
he needs to get a little bit skinnier, and he's good.
Yeah.
Just cut a little bit.
You look like you need to say something.
Did you guys
Jay.
watch the first quarter of that game? His first game?
Which, the first one? I didn't
Yeah, where he
watch the
played like
first one,
trash?
where he was just gassed the whole
Well,
time.
Mark Jackson was talking about how he needed to lose weight.
I don't listen to Mark Jackson.
No, I didn't hear that. I don't listen to many commentators. Not anymore.
He just said
Not after what
Just said he had to lose weight.
It's
but
almost
They
like
know what they did.
when a game is being televised, instead of listening to the commentators, you should listen to, I don't know, your favorite dumb idiots podcast, like what we're gonna be doing for the Super Bowl. We're gonna have which Jay Red will not be around for, unfortunately. We might bring in a guest host, as everyone just sadly shakes their head at you. But yeah, we will be doing a live viewing of the Super Bowl where we just talk shit about what's going on. We give each other in-game bets. You viewers can give us in-game bets too. We'll be making like a drinking game out of it. It's gonna be a lot of fun. It'll be on my Twitch. All of that will be the links to all that will be in the description.
I said we all have a parlay bet going on, where
Yeah.
if any of us get the parlay bet correct, then we end up being able to dole out 5 shots to whoever we want or to everybody, and like you get a different amount.
I'm going Chiefs win, and I'm going the over.
That's not exactly a parlay bet. Well, at least not a good one.
No,
It's two
but
things.
it's a parlay.
And the coin toss.
And the coin toss, tails.
Tails.
Never
If you vote anything other than tails, you're
A communist.
exactly. that's Bill Belichick. It's written on Bill Belichick's.
Roten?
Will there be
Well-
a commercial with a puppy?
Oh, for sure.
What? Yeah, the question's
a puppy?
over under. How many commercials?
Over under.
Okay.
Yeah.
3. On 3.
I got a real random bet. Which company is gonna have the best commercial?
That's
Okay,
I
but
like
more
that.
specific. Is it gonna be a car company? Is it gonna be insurance? Is it
What
gonna
do you
be
mean
food?
Best is also not an objective category.
No, but it
Like,
can
what if
be.
it's?
I mean, like there
what if
could
it's
be
like some ASPCA
So,
shit
like-
where you're just like crying afterwards?
No,
You're
there
like that
can-
was touching.
There can most definitely be a best commercial because years ago that Darth Vader kid in the car was the best commercial of that Super Bowl.
Which Super Bowl?
I forget which one, but do you know which commercial I'm talking about?
No.
It's this little
No.
kid dressed up like Darth Vader and he
Oh,
like
yeah,
uses
I
the
do.
force to turn
I
on the
recall
car,
this
and then his
incident.
parents like use their push to start.
Right, but I'm
feature.
just saying, what if that was the same year that commercial where a bunch of kids talked about what they wanted to be when they grow up, and then you got to the end of it and they were all dead from drunk driving accidents? Remember that commercial?
I do remember that commercial,
I forgot it until just
Wow.
now.
but
Yeah, and what if it was the same year that there was Puppy Monkey Baby?
everybody's
I hated
commercial.
that.
No.
That was
Puppy
the
Monkey
worst.
Baby.
No.
Everybody's favorite.
Bring it back.
I would rather
Bring
Morgan
it back.
Freeman rap Missy Elliott in a Doritos commercial. I do not want
Over under on
Shut your mouth.
the amount of Doritos commercials there are going to be.
Oh, 6.
Whoa.
6? I think that's a good guess.
Yeah.
I think 6 is a good
Well, I mean, I have to go under for
Under.
that. Like that's you set it pretty high.
I
with
know.
6.
3.5.
There's a
All right,
lot.
we'll set it at 4. All right, over under on 4. Because I'm taking the over.
I'll take over.
I can see him doing like a series, like a narrative,
Yeah.
a progressive narrative
yeah.
in commercials.
Welcome to the podcast where we just have a whole 5-10 minutes about Super Bowl commercials.
That's all I'm going to be talking about
yes.
during the Super Bowl.
Yes.
The Super
I'll be
Bowl.
like, see, I told you Emmanuel Sanders would throw a touchdown. Now to my favorite part. The breaks.
The Lady
just-
Gaga
my
concert.
favorite-
Who's
my
playing
favorite-
who's the halftime show? I don't know.
Shakira and
Jennifer Lopez.
Okay.
You sound very excited about
Very
that.
excited.
Hips
Don't lie.
Who's gonna be the special guest? Do we
Drake.
know?
Missy Elliott again.
I'd love it.
Always. Listen,
Is Drake
If they
and
just did
J-Lo
that
still
every
a
year,
thing?
I'd
people
love it.
did not give Katy Perry's halftime show enough love.
Left Shark was the best.
No, Missy Elliott.
Missy Elliott.
She brought out Missy Elliott.
Like Left Shark was funny, but Missy Elliott was great.
I never care for the halftime show.
You'll watch the national anthem this year, though.
I will. Tori Kelly. Oh, jeez.
Is that your
She can sing.
She can
She
sing.
can
I'll give her
sing.
credit.
She was
Over-
in Sing.
over under 2 minutes? I think that's the problem.
Under.
Oh, under.
She's
I'm
going under 2
I'm
minutes.
go under.
Two
you
is
gotta
high.
look up. You gotta look up the footage of her previous national anthem. See how far.
Have we done that?
All right, you gotta research.
So I'm gonna set the
You
over
gotta
on
study.
The line for this is gonna be at 6 players. Over under on amount of players that you see crying during the anthem. Crying.
6. I'll go under.
Under.
Six.
Just because I don't
Yeah,
think
gotta
they
go.
like
I
on the
think they cut
national
enough
on the
where it's a-
national broadcast. I'm not sure you're going to get enough chances at enough players for it to be 6 because they'll want to show
was
the
it?
coaches and the fans.
Was it last year
And then
where it
just
was
cut
somebody
to-
who
it's
like
a
their eyes were just
49ers are-
leaking?
Oh, yeah.
The Niners
remember
are
who that
involved.
was.
Was it last year? I remember the big one was during the Broncos Super Bowl. It was their running back.
Oh yeah.
Like it
that
was like
it.
no Sean Moreno or Sean
Yeah.
Mendenhall or somebody. It was just their face was not weeping, just their eyes.
It's like a waterfall.
His breath was so fresh.
I just want shout out to Donald Glover Weirdo on Netflix. Check it out. This podcast is sponsored by Donald Glover Weirdo on Netflix.
Check it out now.
I just want Colin Kaepernick to buy a booth just to knee during the national anthem and then leave. That's
I want the Niners to let him on the sideline.
yeah.
And do it. Just
That'd
there.
be just a nice little something that
like that
I
reference
sent
there,
to you
do it
guys
for it,
in our thread was the openly gay the female
Yeah.
coach that's a coach for the 49ers. I think that's pretty
Out of Indianapolis.
pretty awesome. Yeah, from graduate of IU. Shout out to the Hoosiers. I think that's pretty awesome. I'm honestly genuinely surprised that there is not at least football and basketball and openly gay athlete. I'm kind of not surprised, but I kind of am now. Other than Michael Sam.
There have been people,
Jason Collins tried in the NBA.
There have been people that have come out afterwards that I remember, but nobody has been in the league.
Yeah.
But everybody knows that there are a couple.
I think
at least a couple. Yeah. Probably more than that.
They all have at least one female coach though, right? Yeah. I think.
Okay.
What?
I think all the major sports
have
at least one female coach on staff. The Giants do. And
does that just put another sour into his Japanese Smirnoff?
You gotta keep announcing it. I don't think that's picked up.
I'm a descriptive person.
Zach drinks a lot.
All right, this episode of the podcast is sponsored to you by the episode of intervention that I'm going to be on in about 10 minutes.
You hit the table a little bit. Stop it. We apologize to anyone that actually cared about the amount of times the table was hit in our last week's podcast.
I couldn't hear it.
Send all your grievances to @JRed. They were all him.
I get excited.
Also, send your grievances to @JD Byrider.
Stop. Why?
Any complaints you have for the podcast, please direct to @JD Byrider. I think there's an underscore. I think there's an underscore.
Is there anything anyone else wants to talk about?
No.
There was actually one thing. I did say that I wanted to talk about the Pro Bowl a little bit, and I want to talk about how we can
Travis Landry.
How the NFL can fix the Pro Bowl if it's even fixable.
More skills competitions, no game. No Pro Bowl game.
Okay,
fuck that.
Let me give it to you. And it's because I have watched this recently. There were several years where they used to do a really big QB skills competition, and it is so fun to watch that I will still go back and watch old episodes of it.
It's like who can throw it the farthest. Then there's an accuracy challenge. There's a reading the defense challenge. It's cool to see.
And it's all NFL caliber competition. It's all the starting quarterbacks, and they all compete with each other, and they're competitive. It's great to watch.
Have a couple of 7v7 games with an offensive lineman as a wide receiver.
No, 7v7, but you are not allowed to play the position you were elected to the Pro Bowl at.
Would
I fixed it. I would watch that. I'm not watching the Pro Bowl. I don't care.
Yeah. Any defensive skills challenges? I like to see an edge rusher challenge of some sort.
Right.
All right. So I brought this up before the podcast. Nobody watched any of this, but the NHL just had their All-Star break. And I watched a few of the competitions because they revamped everything this year and they did a lot of new things. And it was really fun to watch. I really enjoyed myself, and I don't watch hockey. My knowledge of hockey is Chance the Rapper in that SNL skit where it's how are they going to do that hockey? I don't know what's going on most of the time.
I want to talk about that Rangers defense. You should do that.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what I know about.
Did you see the revamp during the Esports?
Yeah.
During the Esports. That was fun. I love the end where it was and we just won $1 million. What? Esports is lucrative.
I feel like Chance the Rapper, if you gave him, if you asked him, he would be like, yeah, I know what an AD carry is. And you'd be like, what is going on here?
I was offended.
Nobody knows what that means. I'm sorry.
I was offended a little bit during the Esports one because I was like, this is my baby. The video games. Don't make fun of me. Don't make fun of my...
You don't play Dota or League.
No, but that's not I wasn't offended as an esports player, just a fan of video games and making fun of the stereotypical guy that lives in the basement with his mom.
Have you tried to watch any of the esports that are League of Legends or Dota based though, which are the biggest esports out there?
Yeah.
If you don't actually play it, you can't. You don't understand what's happening.
I love that video.
It's only because I played a brief amount that I actually know what is nerd. All right, guys, you didn't have to be me.
I just love the video of the Dota esports commentator, but they took his. Will you stop? They took the audio of the commentator and put Eminem's Rap God under it.
That's funny.
It just sounds like
can't
he's just
follow anything.
Yeah, he's just
happening.
spitting.
Well, so are esports a sport?
Yeah.
I think they're as much of a sport as NASCAR is a sport.
All right, I would argue neither of those two are sports.
I think that, well,
That's fair.
I'll say the entry level for esports is a lot easier than NASCAR.
Well, fair. Okay, what I'm saying
NASCAR is a sport for rich people.
you can be,
for the most part,
I think you
or
can be
people
entertaining and it still not be a
real
sport.
good
There's sports entertainment.
Right, and there are things that are sports, baseball, that aren't entertaining. And I would much rather watch esports.
Yeah, I think
Can't wait for us to make it big and then like end up doing a special at a baseball game and a pitcher just throws a ball right at Hamilton.
For sure.
During a game, just turns, looks at him, and just throws it at his head.
You know who it would be? Too?
we get invited.
Roger
to do
Clemens is for sure someone who would fight me on site, not knowing that I don't think he's an athlete.
I think like esports are definitely a lot more niche. You have to have a very specific like fan group behind that. It's a lot easier to get behind baseball or football or all those sports and be entertained by those. But me, I could watch the hell out of an Overwatch League. I love
Overwatch,
that.
Counter-Strike, like
Yeah.
I can watch like
Fortnite.
League and Dota because I do know what's
Yeah, I
going on.
can't really watch
and I
League or
understand
Dota.
why it's really difficult and how toxic it is to try to play because everybody yells at you
Yeah.
even though you're a beginner and you're playing against bots. And why are you yelling at me? We're playing against computers. Nobody cares. This isn't affecting your
Yeah.
ranking, Carl.
But I will say, if you know what you're watching, there are some things that those kids do in those games that just blow your mind with like their capabilities of their players. Like
The communication is insane.
and they definitely are talented people who put in the work, put in the
Right.
practice, and
Whereas if you watch baseball, you're just like, why are hot dogs so expensive?
that's concessions everywhere.
I feel like baseball's the one place where you get a lot of that stuff real cheap because they're like, please come.
Yeah,
Please stay.
I love
come
baseball,
to our
but they're
games.
like,
Stay.
there's so many games and they're so long. They're like, come on. Like a quarter, we're not even gonna have this a tenth of the way full. It's only gonna happen if we really are doing well. So,
Yeah.
like, hey, 10-cent hot dogs and 50-cent beers. Please don't riot.
God, I hope we have an exciting game and someone foul tips a ball out of play that puts us in mortal danger.
Oh, look, somebody let go of a bat.
Heads up.
Oh, the net's not gonna catch that one. Hope that. Oh, look, the dad caught it in front of his daughter's face. Isn't that great?
Hero
Why
dad.
did we let that happen?
So, I'm sorry, that took me completely off topic. Can I go off topic?
Go.
Zion started playing, right?
Yeah.
We saw the block.
Yeah.
Did you watch what happened to that ball when it got blocked?
Murder someone.
No! Some dude stood up and just one-handed it with his drink in his hand. Just wham, got a ball. Are you kidding me?
No, he deserves it. He gets.
He gets to keep
He
it.
gets
No,
to
they
keep
made him
that.
give it back. It was nonsense.
Also, that is the plot of a like Mike type movie.
Yes. No, that is.
He just
I
stands up, palms it, and they're like, "Oh man, look at how large his hands are."
Get that man
He's
a
athletic.
tryout.
He like throws it back, it goes in. He's like, "Swish, got it."
I would
I'm
have liked to
on
see
the
that.
team.
Just
Go
one
look
hand
it
it
up.
and then
Yeah,
just
just shoot.
and then just shoot it nothing but net. Get that man on.
I now know what
the
happens
Warriors.
the next time that I
They
get
need
good
him.
seats to an NBA game. I'm
Please
gonna try to
Please
catch
ball.
a ball and then shoot
you
it.
out.
It's gonna be a segment.
Oh, for sure they'll kick me out, but it'll be fun. Most of the time when most of the time when I go to an NBA game, it's because I've been given tickets and I'm like,
Yeah.
yay, I get to go to a game.
I don't like
finding
going
tickets.
to
That's way more
NBA
fun.
games unless I have really good seats, and I don't
Right.
ever want to pay for really good seats. I
have.
do not want to go sit in the nosebleeds. I would much rather watch the game on the TV.
Yeah, it's better.
Yeah. Even for like a
We
play,
paid
like a
$20 for these seats. Now we're gonna go drink $10 beers and
Yeah.
have a $8 basket
have a
of nachos.
general idea
that is
what's
just
going
like
on.
gas station nachos that are $2.
Yeah. Like if someone was like, "Hey, I will sell you these NBA Finals Pacers seats, but they're up against the ceiling."
I would go to that.
I would go to that.
Yeah, but it's
You get to yell real loud.
I don't know.
The question
that's
is,
fun.
if I lived in LA, would I go to that?
LA.
Like if I was like, oh, my team will be back here, you know?
Yeah.
Because it's the Pacers, I'm like, well, I got to go to that. We're
Yeah,
never
okay,
coming
I-
back here.
I respect
you know.
that.
But if you're
I
if you're in a
just-
major market where you're like, in my lifetime, we'll be back here.
Yeah.
Like
I would just much rather be at a
Like
bar
Oklahoma.
surrounded by a bunch of
Fans being loud and crazy.
Yeah.
oh, Jared can talk.
I don't watch esports.
Well, that's
We
gonna,
know you watch esports, you nerd.
My name is actually Carl. That was me, and you offended me.
That's gonna be our podcast.
Well, don't get mad at me
for
when I'm trying to top lane.
this evening. Thank you all for listening, all you ZZ Top fans and Terry Crew fans. You are our rock, and we love you.
Are rock.
We're just a couple of dudes that like talking sports, talking
medicine.
random stuff, and interrupting my outros. we don't know what we're doing half the time. What are you doing?
That's what I thought you were doing.
No,
You went, we, and I was like, weave me the sunshine.
shout out to our camp backgrounds.
Shout out Ryan Edmonds. We love you, baby.
But we will
Coming
be
back.
We will be back next week. Is he really?
He's moving back to Indy.
We will be back next week with our Super Bowl live show. It's going to be a lot of fun. I might make a small little highlight video out of the whole thing, but it's going to be pretty much like a 4-hour event. So I don't know how much I'm going to want to do all that. But yeah. But again, thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed, and we'll be there for our live show next week. We love what we do. We have a lot of fun. We don't claim to know all the things, nor do we really ever research. We talk shit. We get hit, and we
Stay lit.
we stay lit. But at the end of it, at least we can spit
Shout out Vinny Byrider.
Damn it.
that we are not Skip Bayless.
Situational awareness.